revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
Surrounded by gods of men, I thought I saw his eyes. They parted wild, for the house always, for the...
Ha! I forgot to remove the fucking shit in the background. Oh shit. That's what happens with random streams. You never know what's gonna happen. Anyway. Yeah, let's do this backdrop. And then we will do that, and boom, there we go. Alright, so that was funny. That'll be a little blooper reel we can use for future reference. But hello, everybody. Welcome to a new edition of Random Stream. Chayton here. And it has been a very chill day. Not too crazy. Surprisingly, I got up early. Early for me, like 10 o'clock early. And I was able to just take care of things and stream. Whenever right, because like there's certain food I don't really particularly care for. That is, there's certain foods I'm not the biggest fan of, like leftovers, even like going out and grabbing something to eat, right? And spaghetti is one of them that I will, and the noodles my wife makes. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a busy day. I'm hoping that I won't be late for the popcorn panel because we're gonna have to go take care of some things tomorrow, so that will be interesting. But nonetheless, before I went live earlier for Wrestling with the Devil, which I will put the link of the episode. I believe this is it. Yeah, we did Wrestling with the Devil earlier. It's a pretty good episode. Had a lot of fun with it. Also, I decided, due to the theme song for the Hangman Outcast, the one that's going to be the theme song, due to that song also having connection with the last season, I have decided to make a new song that has its own personalization. Hello, Scott. How you doing, man? By the way, to everybody, super chats are live. If anybody wants to drop a dono. If not, that's totally understandable, but always appreciated. Anyway, or become a member. Low as $1. Like my good friend Luke Thatcher, who was my channel member. Anyway, with all that promoting aside, I made a new song for the Hangman Outcast for season 2. I will be probably tonight editing it into the current song or current intro. And yeah, I think y'all will like it. Like I like it, I feel like a lot of you have liked a lot of my songs I've put up. The Arthur Sue's, what else was there? Eric Lima Blues. Bring Back Rant and Rave. That was a new one. Little Catfish, that became, I think, the third or second most viewed song in the catalog. So yeah, Brian After Trail will be coming next for anybody who's been wondering. We'll probably find some more Eric Lima related songs to make, just for fun. Anyway, before I went live earlier, I was informed that Mr. Lima deleted a lot of his posts that he was making regarding a lot of us, to be honest with you. And then he made a very paragraphy post. And basically, I'm not going to tell you everything he said. But he talked about not going back, like he's going to stop doing what he's been doing and all this other stuff. Like we've heard this song and dance before. It's like with me. I used to be that guy where I would say, "Hey, you know what? I'm not going to do drama. I'm not going to do drama." But at this point, I don't care. Like, if I want to speak my mind about something that some people don't like, I'm going to. If I don't want to, that's why, again, this channel has always been known as a variety channel. I never classify it as just a drama channel because I will put other products on this channel for people to watch, and it may not be as well viewed as, say, a video where I'm talking shit. But you know what? I have fun doing it. I had fun doing the Spring Sand. I was actually proud of myself. I thought that episode was going to go long, but it only went a few minutes after the hour mark. So I was actually very happy with that. But anyway, going back to it. We've heard this song and dance from Eric before. He said this a month ago. He said this a year ago. He said this a few years ago. It's nothing new. Like with the whole situation with fucking, like, I know, I have my issues with Jordan and Brandon, the rest of the R&R crew. But I would say one piece of advice that I would give to them, because it seems like as Eric has been bringing a lot of hate y'all's way. Some unnecessary, I will admit that. Like again, do I condone what I've been hearing about some of the things? Because I've been doing some research. I've been hearing that, yeah, they've been going very low in these things. But do I condone any of this? If it's Eric, no, because Eric deserves it at this point. Like, Eric can't hang. So I'm talking about Eric Lima for anybody who's joining in. It should be obvious because of the title. But yeah, I would, at this point, guys, I would really consider removing him from the show. Because, quite frankly, these people who have been attacking y'all, they may not be the same people who have been attacking Otaku, but they're, by the way, Dragon. Yeah, I saw your message there. I forgot to ask you. Let me know if you're free in a little bit. We may talk soon. Probably do our call early. Anyway. Okay. Let's see. Have you heard of YouTubers Rambo for Ralph for Life? The Italian Style 51. I've heard of that. Well, I know Sylvester Stallone, but I've heard of that name. What's going on with them? Did they get themselves in trouble? Anyway, at this point, to the Rant and Rave crew, I would really advise y'all to remove him from the show, because if I'm being perfectly honest, he is a fucking liability. And if these trolls that have been attacking y'all are similar to the ones that have attacked Wrestling Otaku, then they are not going to stop. Oh. Show you these images Romanoff sent me. I think y'all will get a kick out of it. Give me a second. And if you're not typing Romanoff, I hope you're doing good. Damn, I should have made this as a thumbnail, but you know what? I can make it in thumbnail later. All right, so this is right before you you scarf down that cake, and this is after you scarf down that cake. Oh my god. I may use that as the thumbnail, have it as the backdrop. Oh my god, that's funny. Shout out to Romanov. Anyway, anyway, going back to it, if these people who have been attacking Eric and the Rand and Rave crew, if these are like people similar, not saying they are, but like if they have a similar mindset to the people that were attacking Otaku for a while, Otaku handled it as best he could. I'm not saying, he had his crash out moments, but Otaku handled it better than I expected. Oh, interesting. Well, I am planning on getting back into the movie review aspect. I wouldn't mind if people either drop donos or join memberships and they could pick the movies I review or whatnot. I wouldn't mind that. That's actually interesting. Anyway, because I don't do PayPal or Patreon, I'm perfectly fine with doing the because let's be honest here. No offense to like some of the people watching, because you are not this, but a lot of people are lazy. They will not go to external sites just to support the show. Like, especially in this community, more so in this community. Maybe if it's like a vaster community, then it's different. But yeah, so I'd rather keep my stuff here. But yeah, like that is a good idea actually. Especially with things I got cooking up coming very soon. So yeah. Anyway, if these are the same people, or if these have similar mindset to the people that were attacking Otaku, that are attacking R and all that, keep the change, you filthy animal. Oh, thank you for the dono, dragon. Anyway, see, this is this is the one good thing was set up. They say oh my god, I would like to have a conversation with these people because I was very vocal on fucking a popcorn panel about that movie last week. Anyway, if these people are similar to the people that were like similar mindset, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep attacking. So I don't like. It would be in y'all's best interest, especially with what's going on with Brandon, to probably remove him from the show. He has become a liability. Same thing I've told David regarding him. That's why he's never going to come back to Network 3000 or the House of Chain unless it's like AI calls bullshit or whatnot. But he said some things. He said one of the things that irked him was that we compared him, me, Adam, and others have compared him to the ogre, to Daniel Rolfe, to fucking who else did we compare him to? Arthur. Well, Eric said in that community post that if you oh wait, you know what? Let me do it this way. Hey everybody, it's Eric Lima here. I'm here to talk about I'm tired of being disrespected. Every freaking time I'm being disrespected. So you know what's gonna happen? If you say anything negative about me, that'd be Eric Lima, I will report your video. If you comment something, I will block you. I will not sorry, I'm having trouble breathing. I will not be disrespected any longer. I'm already sick and tired of the computers and the phone disrespecting me all the fucking time. Oh shoot, I cursed. Oh, my apologies, Lord. My apologies. I will not be disrespected by even you, God. My name is Eric Lima, and I am owed respect. Hehehe. All right, that was an otaku thing, but yeah. Nothing against otaku, but it's just, yeah. Anyway. All right, so going back to it, right? All right, so he talked about that. He said if people don't if people say anything negative about him, he will report the videos. So I hope he tries to report mine because yeah, that's gonna really not end well for you. Like for example, back when Jordan had his YouTube channel, when he had that, what was it, the final say of Hangman Charlie, right? I never reported that video. If ever I reported a video, it was just to be an asshole, just be a dick. Not because of negative comments and shit like that. Sure, would some channels, they were no longer around, would I not have to deal with people using those old videos as some leverage for later on? Sure, but you know what? At the end of the day, if they want to use something from 6 years ago that has no merit to it whatsoever, then go for it, right? This is going to make you look dumb. That's why Dragon and I laugh, make jokes about that whole ordeal most of the time. Anyway, my point is that, so you're basically saying anybody who gives you any criticism, that's going to be reported. Okay. So basically I can't say that, you know, like in our community, I was one of the influences, one of the originators was using AI for thumbnails and music and all this other stuff, which I've never really said, but let's be honest here. Eric's thumbnail sucked before I started using the AI stuff. Then miraculously, he started using it. Funny how that works. You know, it's just stuff like that where, so I can't say that, right? I can't say that he'll say everybody else's name except mine because he's a scared little bitch. Oh, I can't say that. I forgot. It's negative. What else can I say? Oh yeah, I can't say that he looks like a balding bucktooth beaver. Oh yeah, I can't say that, right? Yeah. But yeah, so my whole thing is that it's the internet, man. You're gonna have trolls. You're gonna have people who don't like you. You're gonna have people that attack you. And by you basically admitting time and time again that this bothers you, you are going to get attacked every single time. Not by me, not only by me, because again, I at least attack you verbally. These people, they don't really attack, and who knows if these are accounts you at this point. I like with like the shit with Umbrella and all these other people, I don't know what to believe. I wouldn't be shocked if Eric Lima, well, it would be kind of genius if he actually made these and make himself look like a victim. But he still comes off looking like a complete idiot. And it's not increasing his viewership or anything. So I don't get it. So yeah, so it's not that. But like the more he admits that this bothers him, the more they're going to attack. That's just how it is. Luckily, I don't really get any trolls, and if I do, I know how to handle them. I think that's why I don't get that many trolls, because they know how I handle them. And so that's just a whole area of expertise that I would have thought Eric would have already been known about because, well, he's been on the YouTube longer than a lot of us, to be honest with you. Also, I want to talk about who was it? Adam's video he did. I shared it just a little while ago. Check it out if you haven't already. But Adam made a video regarding his critiques on R&R, and he's right. And one thing I will say. As much as I've criticized Jordan on a lot of things, even just YouTube wise, he is the life force of that show. He is the only thing entertaining about that show. there are issues with his form of entertainment, especially repetition, but he is the most entertaining part of that show. That was one of the reasons why I brought him on the Hangman Outcast. But unfortunately, and no disrespect to David, but like David, he didn't want to play ball. However, with David would eventually agree to it. He would be like he like we just had to sell the pitch a little bit harder with him. With Jordan, he stuck his stuck his heels in the dirt and just wouldn't budge, and that's okay. But you can't. You gotta be able to improvise. You gotta be able to do certain things. My woman is terrified of being on the show just because she's not used to doing that. But I know she's going to do a great job. And so, it's something like that where you're gonna and I'm throwing out ideas, throwing out suggestions, throwing out different things. These are things that I will help along the way. And as I always say, I will never have anybody do anything that I won't do myself. If I tell you to jump, I will jump along with you. That's just how I am. But the thing is with Jordan, he wanted to play ball. So what we did was I talked to I think it was in October. It was not long after the season finale. I talked to David. I asked for his input, and I told him that we're probably going to remove him from the show. Explain my reasons why. We decided because it was around the time of that Princess Diamond thing. We decided to wait until probably New Year's because we didn't want to do it during the holidays. That's kind of, messed up. So we wanted to wait till after New Year's to break the news to him. So we basically he was already the thing was because a lot of people probably thought, oh, he was let go because because of the falling out we had. No. Actually, he was already going to be removed from the show as early as October, a few weeks after the season finale. I was already having conversations with Mr. Beauregard about popping into the show. And also, the other reason why I wanted, I removed him, because I had the idea of potentially bringing my woman on the show. And one thing I learned from an incident that happened when Dragon was here is that, because Jordan told me that he wanted to be far away from my woman, right? But yeah, he had no issue being on a stream with her in it. So what I did, it was the Uno stream. So, but, and I understood, at first I was wondering, why are you mad at me? My woman does. But, I got what she was coming from. Because, if you're going to speak it, you gotta be about it. You gotta fucking back it up. Right. So I was like, okay, yeah. So even then, when I was still kind of debating, maybe just bringing Bogart in and keeping Jordan in and all that, I decided to. That's why I made the decision. I was like, okay, let me bring my woman in. I asked her, she said, good. I told her, I said, Jordan's not going to be in there. I was even going to have to tell Jordan he's not allowed on the show anymore because of, and it was because of what he said to her that made that and all that. So it's not because I'm being an asshole about it. It's just that she was basically holding up the end of the bargain that he basically made, that he broke. So I already feel that there would, even without the criticizing the Princess Diamond thing, I already feel, excuse me, there would have been a falling out, even if that didn't happen, because of that. Because I feel like he would have been upset. Now who knows? Would he have stayed? the old saying is, would he have stayed on? Like, and this is the other thing too. Would he have stayed on if everything still happened the way it happened? I'm talking about like not the falling now, but I'm talking about if Brandon and his channels got taken down. Would he have stayed on even then? I don't know. That would have been something that would have been interesting to see, because he would have still had a platform to be on if that was the case. But you know, unfortunately, he became a liability, and that's the like outside of him not wanting to play ball and all sorts of stuff, he became a liability. So, reason why I'm bringing all this up is because it goes back to the Eric Lima. Why it's in everybody's best interest to remove him from the show. Because again, from what I've been hearing from the grapevine, these people have been going hard on everybody on that show because of Eric. I think some of you said they were there because of Eric Lima. And you know, in this tough time with Brandon losing his father and all that, you gotta realize you gotta make the grown up decisions. You gotta realize who you should have and who you shouldn't have. And I know they ain't gonna do it. I know that just because I'm saying it. I guess okay. I'll respond to you in a little bit, Cabal. Anyway, you got to make the tough decisions. And you got to make the grown up decisions. And that's something, of course, I've done. I've done time and time again. And you know, that's something that personally I would do, and that's an example of making those tough decisions. Because I do believe that Jordan and I could have fucking done good with the show, but we would have always been handicapped just because of his limitations. I don't mean mentally, I'm just saying in general. And so that's the thing with that, where it would never, we would have done good, but I don't think we would have hit the grandeur that we can. Like this season, I feel like is going to make last season look like child's play. You know, and you know, again, this first show is going to have any type of monetization. We're going to be able to potentially in somewhere down the line, maybe even before the season 2 finale, we will get monetized fully. So this show will become something that you can make something out of yourself, you know, get more eyes on, whatnot. And so I need to have all my ducks in a row. I need to have people that I feel like are the best fit for the show. Now, have I also openly said Jordan is a liability too to Rant and Rave? See, that's the beauty of artists. They could be their greatest asset and their own worst enemy. Jordan is that artist in his own way. I'm not saying like like while he is very entertaining when in his own way, his comedy is not that good. You know, it's not even like a laugh and all that. But like my point is though is that like you got people that are going to be able to keep you up, not hold you down. And really, with Eric, there's no side. Jordan, I will say, outside of him being a little bitch behind the scenes and getting mad over the little stains, I will say publicly he's not really said much, as far as we know. Again, I don't know what if he does his paragraphs on Facebook anymore or all this other shit. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know everything going on. So he could be doing a plethora of different things. He could be talking all kinds of shit. I don't know. And really I don't care. The only things I really see is what I've been told by people that I would consider trustworthy. So yeah. But yeah, with Eric Lima, he is never going to change. Eventually he will go back to his ways. He said when he did that stream a month ago that he was a loser and all this other shit. He said he wasn't going to talk about it anymore. But yet he still is, just not in live streams. He lets everything bother him. He thinks the world owes him everything. And at the end of the day, he is no more than a clown that everybody should mock and make fun of, because that's all he is, a clown. Actually, you know what? Okay. You know what? He's the village idiot. That's a better word to describe him. But I will put the link up. We'll see if we can go for a full hour. Gotta get that watch hours, people. It's a lot easier when it's a full hour and shit. Let's see. Oh. But yeah, so luckily it only rained partially. Was the last night when I went live. It didn't really stream. It didn't really rain. Luckily it didn't rain in the morning when my woman was going to work. But yeah. Ooh, look. I got a busy day tomorrow too. And then Wednesday also. Wednesday I'll be hopefully we'll be going to see Obsession. But some real life stuff we gotta take care of first, so we'll see what happens. I'm seeing it this weekend by hook or by crook. I don't care how. You know, I could always see it at there's a movie theater not far from where I work. There's a movie theater I can go to that I can always pop in and see it then if need be. But we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. But let's see. Yeah, I went to sleep pretty quickly. By the way, Cabal, if you're watching, I'm on my phone. I can't really check messages right now, just FYI. What was I saying? I'm trying to think what else has been going on. We got the Outcast in less than 2 weeks. We got we may have a big announcement next month. It basically depends on certain things. But if you and even with that, there may even be even more announcements coming in the summer, like even further on. I think you all really like it. Just basically, it depends on how everything goes within the next month. We shall see. We shall see. Excuse me. But yeah, it's this summer is going to be very interesting. It's going to be my last summer as a single man, or an unmarried man, I guess you would say, because I've been taken for almost 2 years now. But as far as like anything else, but yeah, like I always say to people, always look around the people you have around you. Always keep the ones that bring you up or give you something to learn, give you something to know. You know, don't be hanging around with basically like dumbasses, retards, whatever phrase you want to use. Because you don't learn anything from it. You don't gain anything from it. You know, like I said, like with the channel getting getting partnered, you know, I have seen things in a whole different perspective. And like I always at the end of the day, I always see these. I see my friends still as my friends and all that. That's never going to change. But like a lot of these people, like an Eric, like an Arthur, like a Daniel, I see dollar signs. I see markability in terms of mockery. I see that. I see things that, we can use off of them. Something to be gained. The hell?
Hey.
I was gonna say, are you auditioning for Wiki Feats? You there? Dragon, you there? I heard you for a moment. Okay, I hear you. Okay. We'll probably talk after I end the stream. That way we can. So when we get to
Why not we just talk about the entertaining part?
the entertaining part, what do you mean?
You.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, thank you for building me up. Okay, thank you.
Man, shut up.
You gonna be my hype man?
Only if you need it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. But yeah, but what I was saying earlier is like always have people because like I've like I guarantee you that if let's say I was still friends with Eric Lima and some of these guys, I have a strong feeling that once they learn I get partnered and all this other stuff, they'd be trying to get the rub. I feel like they'd be like, "Oh, we have somebody that allow." Like, cause I know the only other person, there's two other people that I know that are partner currently. That's Dan and that's Soren.
Hey,
Huh?
how we feel? I could say, hey, Chad, I already got partnership, so how about we talk things out?
Well, did I get partnered by the time when he wanted to talk things out?
Yeah,
I don't. Was it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have to go back.
He did talk about how like you can lose that partnership. That's after you rejected him, though.
Yeah. Like if I lose it, I lose it. I'm not really gonna but I would like to keep it because that could be an extra side hustle for me. Not that I am fully aware. Like some people think, I guess I think that I'm gonna make a bucket load of money. No, I'm not. I am fully aware of that. I'm taking this as a side hustle. This is not even something that I like. This one day could be pay a phone bill or pay a fucking subscription or even for shits and giggles because fuck you, David. Buy a pack of cigarettes. Something like that. Like that's where I see it as. I don't see it as something I can pay my rent or buy a whole bunch of groceries. Maybe a little bit of groceries, but not like a whole bunch. That's the
Just a little side cash.
yeah, just a little side cash. What's up, Mr. Beauregard? Okay, so Beauregard, we are going. I gotta talk. Let me know what your schedule is this weekend. We're like maybe Saturday evening. Let me know what your schedule is this weekend. I may try to get you, me, and the missus, and maybe David in a group call, where we could brainstorm things because I got some things I got to talk to you about. Nothing bad, but yeah. It's just regarding the Outcast because it's coming up in 2 weeks. You ready for that, Beauregard? I hope you are. By the way, also I made a new song for the show. I will forward it into the Outcast thing so y'all can listen to it. But anyway, yeah, I want because my only critique with that last song, I like the song, but it's connected to the end of the last season. Like every time I listen to that song, I think of me and Jordan doing the show, and I kind of want to go. I kind of want to.
Why? You still have feelings for him?
No, it's just the fact that I debuted that song because that was like an extra song I made. It didn't even have any purpose. It was just I was brainstorming different song ideas, and so I used that to kind of insinuate a new era. See, sorry with my stuffy nose, but now, oh shit. Well, keep me posted. We can always postpone It's sometime next week. Just keep me posted. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, but keep me posted, Beauregard. We'll work something out. Let's see. Adam says Eric will go back to his old nonsense. I mean, look how he went at Motion Zombie when all Motion Zombie did was he was concerned about for Eric's mental health. Yeah, that's true. But no, just because that song solidified I guess in the Triple H sense, the new era. So, but this season 2 is gonna be the new era. And then hopefully next season will not be the new for sure. This time, new era. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the main reason why I changed the song, because I wanted to represent myself. I even have emo in the song lyrics. Lilith, myself. It's personalized. It has our DNA in it. Not well. I was gonna say not literally. I already saw the joke coming.
Oh, I thought you meant no, I meant you say linen. You about to say linen.
Oh, what the fuck?
So you say the L.
Ah,
Oh, by the way, Cheyenne.
what's up?
By the way, Cheyenne.
By the way, Dragon.
Yep, that's all.
Oh, I told Liz, by the way, I gave her because she still has the nerves because she realizes the show's coming up in 2 weeks, bar any issues. And I've told her, I say what I say to her. I said, well, I'll talk to you more about the behind the scenes regarding that. But anyway, I told nothing between me and her, just other things. But I gave her some homework. I told her, I said, hey, you know what? While you're at work because like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, she works at the location. Tuesday, Thursday, she works from home. So I told her on Wednesday, when you go into work, I want you to listen to an old Outcast episode. So I thought she was there during the last season, so I wanted to give her something older, like something that I'm going to try to aim to capture again in some ways. And so I gave her, I sent her the link to episode 50 of the OG Hangman Outcast, the one where, ironically, because Mortal Kombat 2 came out this week, where, of course, Tom and Jerome, they debated Mortal Kombat 2021. So I gave her that because I told her that is the perfect amalgamation of everything that the Outcast was at the time. Chaos with some thoughtful conversations and then more chaos.
Oh, I have a question for you.
What's up?
How do you manage chaos without losing yourself?
There's a few ways of handling it.
Care to share?
Usually you gotta understand who you're dealing with. Like in the case of like Eric Lima, he's at the end of the day, no matter what he says, no matter what he does, he's a non-threat. The same goes with Arthur. He's a non-threat. He could tell me a million times he's going to kill me, or that he's going to send the cops to me, or he's going to do this, or he's going to do that. It won't matter. I don't take any he says seriously. Literally, I made a joke earlier today. We had a constable come to my apartment complex, right?
A cop?
Yeah, a constable. They usually serve like divorce papers, even warrants and stuff like that. And I see him on the other side, and I made a joke to my woman. I said, hey, sweetie, the cop went to this wrong house. He was supposed to go to mine to deliver the papers from Arthur. But no. But like, you know, like when I see those things, I like, you know, I'm not like, holy shit, Arthur was right. I'm shaking my boots. No. I just look at that. Like one thing I had a neighbor years ago. He had felony warrants. He got arrested later on, so this is not something that so even he doesn't even live here anymore. So it wasn't even like last I heard he's like doing work in oil fields and shit. He's actually doing pretty good. Although I heard last time I saw him he fucked up his leg, so I'm hoping he's okay.
Was he the guy that that came up to us when we were boxing, like practicing?
No, it's a different guy. It was even before I met you. Before I met
Oh,
any of you, any of
oh,
the guys. It was like when I first moved in here. It was basically in the early days of my YouTube channel. Anyway, we had another neighbor. He, as far as we know, he didn't have any warrants, but he was petrified. Like, granted, he was on. Well, he was. I don't think he was on cocaine because my neighbor was on cocaine. Best man to do your hair, like to cut your hair, high and drunk. I don't usually trust people doing my hair, like cutting my hair and shit. But one of the only people I'd ever, if he came back and said, "Hey man, you want me to cut your hair?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure." You know, I don't care if you're snorting some coke and drinking Jack Daniels. I don't care. You did a good job. But anyway, my point was that the other guy was very paranoid. He kept looking out his window, looking like a maniac, right? My neighbor, he would used to tell him, because he would try to advise him what to do, because as someone he had felony warrants, he just played it off. He never let it, like, he never let bother him, worry him. He knew he had the warrants. It wasn't like he fucking was
did you do it?
huh?
Was it you who did it?
Did what?
Call the cops on him?
No. He was actually, I think he was gone for at least, I think he was already out of the apartments for a few months before, because I ran into him about maybe a few months after that, and he told me that he just got out. But anyway, no, he was always good to me. So I can't, I always say I'm you probably notice as much as anybody. I am very loyal to. I'm not loyal to everybody, but I'm very loyal to the people that are. Huh?
You say you're loyal to the dollar, not to the company.
Well, and that's in terms of business. If we're talking personal, I'm very loyal to the people that,
Who's been good to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know same way with me where, I have to earn my keep, earn my loyalty with certain people, right? But
Yes.
but also I also look at people to see if they're worth putting that effort into, because not everybody is worth it. I've learned this over the years. I've wasted my time with certain people. But my point is that he was never bothered by anything. And and so it's just something like that where you gotta learn how to know, I guess, your enemies, know your fucking things, know what, like all the people on here that I've dealt with over the years are small fry. They're not anybody that I never need to worry about. Arthur is never going to do anything to me, no matter how many times he said. I think he went live, but he was just watching articles. Those are the streams I'm never interested in.
He really wants to kill you, man. At least he wants you to be afraid of him. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, no, nobody should be afraid of that toothpick.
That's what
I was literally fucking when I was going to get my check from work today. I literally had a toothpick, and literally, right before I got rid of it, I broke it in half, like I usually do that, and I'm thinking that would be Arthur, because Arthur's a fucking toothpick. The closest thing he's gonna do to win a fight is his BO.
Like yours?
No, that was after a long hard battle between you and I. That was no, with him it's just because he never showers.
Okay.
Because let's be honest here, because a lot of people say, we've all questioned if that's true about how he smells. If he doesn't take care of his cat, if he doesn't take care of his apartment, how in the fuck do we expect he takes? And we've seen him be on streams of boogers in his nose. So how in the fuck do we not think that he doesn't take care of himself? He doesn't. So
remember you asked him questions. He was hesitant to answer.
Yeah, and they finally did after I kind of fucking, because again,
like that, hell.
Oh yeah, I don't fucking hold back on that. I did.
But he's stupid though. He could easily said no. I'm not answering that question, right?
Yeah, and some people will be like, "Well, that's easy." But I'm like thinking, if it's so easy, why hasn't anybody else done it? You know, I've like I know how to talk to these people. I know how to
Remember,
get what's up.
remember when Brian came online and he was showing tour for his house, and I convinced him to show his toilet.
Yeah, I think I was even the one that told him to give us a tour, like MTV Cribs. So like again, like some of these people, they think it's easy to get these people to do certain things. Especially with the autism, when they're stuck in their ways, they're stuck in their ways.
It's
So
time limit.
like, yeah, it could be like it's part, but you gotta know how to get around that. Luckily, as someone who has autism, you know, who kind of understands it and all that other stuff, you gotta be able to find because like I may have it, but I don't have it. I don't have the real autism that some of these people have, you know. But
I mean, you overcome yours.
yeah, but like my whole thing is that like, you know, you gotta be able to work around it. And like with Arthur, Brian Apsher, whoever else we've dealt with over the years, you know, we just gotta be fucking you gotta
Oh,
learn how to
oh,
like
yeah. Go on.
it's like Eric always says, you don't know me. I know him pretty well at this point.
Will you say enough?
Huh?
Will you say you know him enough?
I know him enough.
There you go. That's the right word.
Like it was so funny when we did that private call and he was like he literally said that right it was kind of like what was it what Umbrella said to you. It's like he's like saying this.
What? What did he say?
What did he say? He said you don't know him or something.
He said like, "What do you want, faggot? I don't even know you." But
Oh yeah.
but prior before, he's been trying to ride me like for so long, and now he doesn't know me.
Yeah, it was like Eric when he said, "I've never had a girlfriend, but y'all don't know me. You don't know what goes on in my life." And one of my friends was saying in the call, he's like, "Eric, you can't say we don't know you when you just said something that basically like is something personal, right?" I just like you know it's these people that you know like if you know the good buttons to push, you can get them to be. But with Eric, I don't really need to do much.
He does it for you. Is that what you're trying to say?
It like that's why I compare him to Arthur. Because even Eric now is going, if anybody speaks negatively about me, I will report you, report your videos. That's something that Arthur and the ogre will do. Remember, Arthur's like, man, watch out, Chayton. I'm gonna false flag you.
Oh my god!
You know, so in essence,
Did you believe him when he say that?
no,
Why?
because what like if of all the hate I've gotten over the years, the channel's never been taken down.
Are you saying
And what's up?
you're untouchable in some ways?
I'm not saying I'm not saying that because not nobody's untouchable.
Yeah, right.
And I always gotta remind myself that. That's why I
Yeah,
say I never let my
ego.
ego get too high because I don't want to end up.
So
I'm not saying
basically, you
I don't
still
want to
try.
repeat 2021, but I
So
don't. What's up?
basically, you're trying to stay grounded.
Yeah. Anytime I feel like that my I guess my ego is getting to a certain level, I always try to level it back down
So
because
you ground yourself.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with having an ego.
You just gotta keep it in
That's
check.
yeah, you gotta keep it in check
So
because it's just like
basically, you develop self awareness.
yeah. Like, and that's something I wish a lot of guys would learn because I feel like they would maybe not
Benefit.
all of them, but someone will go far. If Eric would learn not to let the trolls bother him, because the moment you openly admit that it bothers you, is where you're going to
So
get attacked.
basically, in simple terms, if something bothers you, don't sell it.
Don't sell it, or if you are, find a way to sell it, but make it but turn it back on them. Like there have been times where, like, for example, like look at one of the look at basically the basically the identity of my channel now.
The House of Chain.
Well, not that. A lot, like a few of my show's names: Wrestling with the Devil, Gaming with the Devil, Late Night with the Devil.
The troll. The Che troll count.
Well, no, well, I'm more so talking about the Devil.
Oh, okay. The devil.
Remember when the first person that called me that, not ZTB. It is not a dig at ZTB. I'm just pointing out the people who said it. Yeah, the facts. Not ZTV, not anybody else. Mama Bear was the one who called me the devil. He is a devil. When that was basically that one line has basically become one of the driving identities of this channel.
So your identity is based on what people perceive you as.
In a way, I don't go for example, I basically became that during the 2021 period, but I was able to market it, also be able to use it when needed. Like for example, when I did Late Night with the Devil, that was when whoever was, like, if you noticed,
Yeah.
like outside of like Will, when me and Will Howard spat, because that's probably the only situation where me and Will had a back and forth where we actually are on good terms now. But like, look at the cast of characters that were featured on that show. Arthur, Daniel, the Ogre, Jordan, in a way, Jordan, because he was on the New Year's special.
What kind
Who
of
else?
special?
Huh?
What kind of special?
The New Year's special. The New Year's Day
Oh,
special.
so it's a different level of special.
I guess, yeah. The Ogre again. If you notice, all those people that were featured, like with the exception of Will, because me and Will made amends. Everybody else that was involved in that have never been the same. Arthur has become a laughing stock. The Ogre is no longer on YouTube, and the Ogre basically is fucking public enemy number one to everybody. Who else? Daniel basically got one final trump card on his ass with the X messages. And then, unfortunately, with Jordan, not saying that the episode caused everything to happen to him this year, but that episode kind of basically destroyed everything in the beginning of the year. So it's like all these. That's one of the reasons why I stopped doing that show, because like it was like in essence, and I'm not I'm kind of half karma and me kind of go back and forth. But like what is it? But like when whoever was mentioned on that show, 9 times out of 10, it was like the kiss of death. It was like basically saying you are about to hit mediocrity. Like I think that's the reason. What was after I didn't believe in the superstition until like even when after I talked about the Princess Diamond thing, and then after that a few weeks later, the Jordan and Brandon's channel were hacked and taken down or whatever. I saw thinking it was hacked, but yeah. But anyway, but then the Ogre. Now, granted, I had a hand in the Ogre, but still, the one thing that all these people have had, and you know what the other funny thing is, right?
Yeah.
Technically, 4 people in one indirectly, all their channels were gone after being featured on Late Night with the Devil.
What the fuck?
Yeah, think about it.
What the?
Think about it for a moment.
Continue.
Arthur's Twitch was taken down after not, and again, these are not, but there's like a superstition now. If you really think about it for a moment.
Well, why only those guys and not everyone else?
Well, I've not made Late Night with the Devils about everybody.
Oh, all right.
Like even the thing with me and ZTV, I think the reason why the bad juju didn't go to ZTV probably was because of the fact that it wasn't a knockdown drag out fight. It was more of just finding closure in the situation. But if you think about it, right,
Yeah.
Arthur's channel got taken down on Twitch. That was the first one. And then after that, when I did the New Year's stream talking about the Princess Diamond thing, 2 weeks later, Jordan's channel and Brandon's channel got taken down. And then a few months later, the Ogre. Now, again, I will say this. The Ogre was done. I had a hand in that one. However, it's still weird that every single... The key players, because Daniel doesn't... I think he commented on Arthur's recent video, but everybody that was prevalent on YouTube or on some type of platform are no longer on there. I just find that kind of odd. Now, Brandon Martin was never a focal point of Late Night with the Devil. Even when I talked about Princess Diamond, because I don't even think he was on that episode, the Chillin' with Jordy episode. But he was like, Rant and Rave was close with, like, Jordan had ties to Rant and Rave. So so after when I decided to end it, because after the Ogre one, that's why I made the decision I was going to make that the series finale, because I really didn't want to, because I just feel like shit. I'm like,
Are you
like
Danhausen?
I was going to say the Grim Reaper, but I guess I could say that. I did curse Dan the other night when he criticized Tekla. Apparently, like, well, he's not a fan of Tekla, so I told him how dare you disrespect Tekla, and then for some reason Dan, the whole show, I think it was him and the other host disappeared for a few seconds, and I made a joke saying yeah, that's what you get for disrespecting Tekla. Maybe that was also because he wouldn't give me his human money. He wouldn't give me all his human monies or blimp. Because I asked him for that to be when I joined the chat. I was like, give me all your human monies. Beauregard, by the way, if you're still watching, I need to send you. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you some homework. Not you, Dragon, but Beauregard. I am going to send you a playlist of Danhausen. I one day want to make you into. I got the name. Yes.
Brandon Hausen?
No. Bohausen.
Bohausen? Oh, you gotta explain to him.
Yeah, I know. I need, like, because every time I see Danhausen and I see fucking Beauregard,
You see the same.
you put some makeup on him. You put some makeup on him, like face paint on him. Maybe have his voice a little bit higher pitch. He talks in the third person. And boom, I think he could be our very own Danhausen on the show.
In our community.
Bohausen. Huh?
Sorry, in our community, right?
Well, in a way, I can, like, I've been telling my women I said.
Well, he's good with ventriloquism. Ventriloquism. So why not?
If he has a spare dummy that he could paint the face of, that could be our Bohausen. We can have a puppet.
Are you gonna profit off of him?
Well, I'm thinking of ideas for the show.
But yeah, that didn't answer my question.
Well, people donate or whatnot for the things, Eventually, my goal one day is to be able to make the show to where I can even pay the people for being on. And I'm talking the co-hosts, not anybody who joins in. they get the privilege and the honor of joining the show because it is a privilege, not a right, to be on the Hangman Outcast or any show for that matter.
Hangman Outcast.
But one of these days, I want to be able to have my people who are on the show, who are the co-hosts, get some type of money from it, whether that be compensation. It may not be much, but I want to be able to. Yeah, that's why, like, next year I plan on making it year round, with maybe breaks in between just to give us some breathing room. Excuse me. So yeah, so that's gonna.
You sound out of breath.
I'm outside. It's been a long day. But anyway, so that's like, but yeah, I'm gonna send you that probably tonight. I'll probably just post in the Outcast or in the Outcast chat, Beauregard, so that way you can see it. Because of course, me and Lilith, we already know a lot about the Danhausen. He's a wrestler, by the way, but he's more so a character. He does, like I say, he does wrestle, but he is more so a character, and he's great.
He's gimmick.
Yeah, he's the only thing I still give a fuck about WWE about. Like, I didn't even see what happened on Raw. Like, I think the only thing I saw was that I think
I wasn't watching Raw earlier.
Yeah, I saw Asuka and fucking saw Asuka was saying goodbye to Kari, kind of increasing the speculation that she may be retired and shit. So, but yeah. But we're gonna end it here, guys, because we passed the hour mark, and the old saying is, leave the people wanting more. And also, Dragon, say even when I end the thing, stay on so I can we'll talk behind the scenes, all right?
Yeet.
But anyway, guys, y'all take care. I thank everybody for watching and tuning in, and we'll see when I go live again, whenever. But until then,
ta-ta for now.
Oh, yes. Until then, ta-ta for now, guys. Take care.
Boy,